Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show. I don't care if they made me change my name to the Big Al Show here at Blog Talk. They don't like, I guess, the ASS in the title, but that's too bad. That's what this is. Yeah, we're going to get nasty, ladies and gentlemen, today on the show, because we've got two very special guests. Indie wrestlers, Mark James is going to join us, and the AWWL Heavyweight Champion of the World. We're not making this up. Whipdog Johnson is going to be on the show a little bit later with us. Let me introduce you guys to my co-host for the evening, none other than Mr. TNA TJ.
Yes, sir, baby, all day.
Woo. Excited for the show today?
I am.
What are you looking forward to asking these guys today? This is the first time we've had some wrestlers on the show. Now, to our credit, this is only the third show that we've done, and we want to make sure that we get in there. We get all these independent wrestlers some promotion. We hear what they have to say. We hear some of their stories. We'll get behind the scenes. You know, this is what it's all about here. And so I'm looking forward to that. What are you most looking forward to asking these guys or finding out about these guys?
Well, just really their backgrounds and just, you know, how they got into business and stuff like that. But just, man, you know, it's Whipdog from my hometown, baby, Detroit.
He is from your hometown. He's going to be very excited to hear that. He's from Detroit. TNA TJ, you guys don't know this. He has the Big D tattoo on his arm.
Yeah, that's right. And I always wear the Detroit hat representing, baby.
We've also got, even though he comes in once in a while, he's doing his own thing. He's trying to get into the chat room right now, and he's having a tough time because you're in the chat. He's been drinking all day long. It's Wrestling George. Hello, Wrestling George.
What's up? What's good?
What's good? He wants to know what's good for everybody. I don't know what's good, Wrestling George, but wrestling is good, ladies and gentlemen. Wrestling is real good. This week we're going to talk a little bit about, let's talk some WWE, let's talk some TNA before we get into it with our boys a little later on. Okay, so we'll get that started. Most important thing, I think we should probably talk about Bret Hart coming back on Raw. What'd you think of it? I assume everyone who's listening saw it, so we're not going to go over, we're not going to give you the results and the play-by-play, blow-by-blow. So TNA, what did you think of that segment?
I thought it was crazy. I thought, man, not in a million years, but I think with Bret Hart allow Vince McMahon to spit in his face and talk trash about his dad, to me it's crazy, but,
anything for the storyline, right?
With Vince McMahon is the way it goes.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's his way or the highway, and he don't give a shit.
Whoa. This is a family show. We're going to fire the guy that works on that, bro. So we'll censor those. He's late on that a lot. Well, we were watching Jake the Snake Roberts DVD, and, we're going to just talk about these once in a while while we're watching them, because we were watching that yesterday. What a crazy, crazy DVD. You guys must watch this, really, somehow, some way. I don't care how you see it. It's incredible. Vince McMahon, remember when they did the angle where they spit Jerry Lawler spit the whiskey in his face?
That was unbelievable. And Jake the Snake's like, I thought it was soda.
Iced tea or something.
Iced tea.
So that was pretty cool.
It's crazy. And the bumps they took.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about, now I see why I thought wrestling was real.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
When you were a kid, you thought wrestling was real because these guys made it look very, very real.
The guy DDT'd the guy on the concrete.
On the concrete. Knocked Ricky Steamboat out.
That was straight real.
What disturbed me was the honky-tonk man.
Oh,
level Jake the Snake, yeah.
Like 40 times.
So anyway, we're getting off track here, but Bret Hart returns, and I was shocked as well, but that was an awesome angle, and I think it really got people emotionally involved.
Yeah. I liked it a lot. I mean, I thought that was obviously the best part of the show. That and the Big Show. I love that part.
Oh, well, the Big Show wasn't part of Impact. but we want to talk a little bit about Impact, too. So we'll go back to the big show. Foley and Nash, I want to say something about that.
Okay.
How the hell did a boot to the face beat Mick Foley? Mick Foley, man, this guy's been thrown off the top of the cage. This guy's gone through hell and back, you know, barbed wire, thumbtacks, ears, whatever you want to talk about, you know, and a boot to the face from old man Nash.
Okay, well, let me explain. Obviously,
I know he was distracted, the picture, you know.
Obviously, you know he can't do his finishing move on Mick Foley, but, I mean, Hogan, come on, you got to finish it something better than that. You know, like, you should have hit him with something big.
I don't know.
You can't.
What did you like Impact this week?
Yeah, it wasn't the.
I didn't care for it.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Why?
The Ric Flair thing was pretty cool.
Why didn't you like it?
There was nothing there for me.
What specific?
The wrestling was boring.
The wrestling was boring.
Okay. I mean, right away.
What specific match do you think of? I didn't like I was a little disappointed in Ken Anderson in the beginning. I thought that match was kind of a blow-off.
Yeah.
British Invasion.
Like I said, I wasn't impressed with that. You know what I mean? And there was really nothing going on there. Now, the ending was pretty good to me. I mean, the whole ball going after Nash, you know. That was a little throw-off. I don't know what they're doing. I was surprised. Were you? I mean, did you?
Yeah. Elimination Chamber, back to WWE.
Oh.
Who do you like in these matches? Raw, we got Orton, Triple H, Cena, Kofi, DiBiase. That's Ted DiBiase's son for all you old-school listeners. DiBiase is not returned. The original, $1 Million Man. I know. No Vincent or Virgil.
Oh, Virgil.
Sheamus, of course, the champion defending. Who do you like on that list? I, of course, like Orton. I think he should be champion for at least 5 or 6 years.
I'll go Orton.
Orton.
For sure. Now,
but he won't win it.
He won't, but why?
He's going to do something with DiBiase at WrestleMania.
Right.
Which right now is a big mistake because DiBiase is not ready. I like DiBiase. Don't get mad at me, guys. But he's not ready.
No, they got to.
Not even close. Just because you make a WWE movie about a guy doesn't mean he's going to blow up. And he's not ready to blow up. And what, dude? So no, it's a mess.
I think he needs work.
We got a caller on the line. This caller's been trying to get through. I've seen this number. We wanted to go ahead and get the show rolling, but somebody really wants to talk to us. So we're going to let him come through and talk before we get our boys in here. Mark James and Whipdog Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, representing Power Pro Wrestling and the AWWL. They're going to be on here a little bit later. Let's take this caller right now from the 267. Caller, who are we on with? You're on with the Big Al Show. He's hung up.
Oh, man. Maybe with Wrestling George's.
Wrestling George is messing around again.
Big trickster call from different area codes.
I don't know, man. We got to get this, the other Elimination Chamber match in, getting distracted here with callers. John Morrison, R-Truth, CM Punk, Chris Jericho, Rey Mysterio, challenging Undertaker. What do you think of that list, first of all? That big difference. That's a lot of young guys there.
Yeah, Mysterio.
Not Mysterio. They're sticking with him. They love him.
Man, why?
I don't know.
What am I missing there?
Who do you like there? I like CM Punk. They won't go that far, though, I don't think.
I like CM Punk. He's one of my favorite in WWE.
You just keep it with Taker? Just keep it with Taker? Let him go on take the streak and the title to WrestleMania? Yeah. He's going to win his match.
If they're smart, they do. Only because people want to see it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We got a caller from 404. You're on with the Big Al Show.
Big Al, what's up? It's Smart Raid.
Hey, Smart Raid. What's going on, brother?
Well, I told you I'd call in with give you my opinions on the Rumble.
Yes, that's good. Let's get into that. You were there, so everybody knows. You went to the Rumble.
Was at the Rumble. Had some halfway decent nosebleed seats. Met some of the boys. Got pictures with the boys.
But who did you meet? Who were you most impressed with that you met?
Well, I met Shad. I met a whole bunch of the guys. But one of the people I was most impressed with was Drew McIntyre. Now, I've been a fan of wrestling for 26 years, and I never had to sing for an autograph, and Drew McIntyre made me sing for an autograph.
Now, what do you mean here? Tell everybody what you mean. He made you sing for an autograph.
Yeah, he came out, and I was like, hey, Drew, I came to see you. It went on for a few minutes, and he goes, well, if you want my autograph, I'm going to make you sing. for it. We were in the back of the arenas before the show. There's about 40 or 50 friggin' fans. He's like, well, you know, sing me a song, and I'm like, okay, pick the song. So he picked that friggin' song, Fireflies, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm not singing it for you. So he said, pick any song you want. So, you know, being a Jericho supporter, I whipped out my iPhone, flipped on some Fozzy, started singing Enemy for about 60 seconds, and he is cracking up laughing. There's, you know, 40, 50 fans standing there laughing. You know, dude, he gave me the biggest pop, Drew McIntyre, and it was hilarious. And
that is awesome. That sounds like a great experience.
Oh yeah, it was, you see these guys on TV, see him as the heel character, but he was out there being, you know, he was being himself, and it was so funny.
Right.
And he wound up, after I did that, he wound up signing for us for, I don't know, about 10 or 15 minutes. He didn't take any pictures because he said, you know, he'd have to take, you know, 50 pictures, which was understandable, but, you know, he signed for everybody.
It's good to see that because, you know, a lot of times they see the characters on television, you know, don't like them for those characters, and you got, and you know, you see how they really are when you actually meet them. They spend, you know, like you said, 15, 20 minutes talking with you, going on with you, joking with you. Good person.
Exactly. And it made me respect him more for, you know, everything he does. And it's just, you know, it's a cool story. Next year, when Mania comes to Atlanta, which I'll be there, hopefully I'll see him and I can say, hey, you were here last year and you made me sing for you. You know?
Yeah. All right, Smockridge, we're going to let you go. We got one of our wrestlers on the line here.
Okay. All right. Well,
we appreciate you calling in, brother. That's an awesome story. Thank you for sharing that with us.
All right, bro. See you guys later.
See you next week, man.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Smockridge calling and went to the Rumble.
Nice. That's pretty cool, man.
That was a cool story.
A wrestler and
Intercontinental Champion, Drew McIntyre.
Down-to-earth guy. That's how most wrestlers are, you know? I think a lot of people think they're maybe stuck up or cocky. I think they're just having fun with it, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to bring in none other than Mr. Mark James from PPW, Power Pro Wrestling. Welcome to the show.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. How you doing?
Thank you for coming on. How's it going, Mark?
Yeah, it's going pretty well, man. Lazy day today. I took a weekend off. So I've just been kind of hanging around the house all day.
What's the schedule usually like for you?
Oh, man. Usually I try and work at least Thursday through Sundays whenever I can. It just depends. It's hard to find places around here that run on those nights most times. Usually you get Friday or Saturday shows or what have you, but that's about it. So,
okay. So everybody knows, tell everybody, you know, who you work for, maybe a little bit of your history in the business, and just what's going on with you now. Anything you'd like to just start us off with just to introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is the Master Malice, Mark James. I am the current Power Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion, a 3-time Heavyweight Champion, 2-time one-half of the Tag Team Champions there. I've been wrestling now for about 9 years, a little over 9 actually. I started in September of 2000. And it's been a really good ride. I actually started my career working mostly under the name of Styx. And up until recently, probably back in August, I changed it and started using my real name. And it's worked out well for me in the business since then. So I've kind of dropped the gimmick and brought a little more of myself into it, and it's gotten over pretty well with the fans. But basically, for most background, you can find, I work for Power Pro Wrestling mostly out of Sanford, North Carolina, who runs bi-weekly shows on the second and fourth Saturdays every month. We also run a matinee show before the any WWE pay-per-views that they have, all at the Kendall Entertainment Center in Sanford. And we also stream them live on Ustream at ustream.tv/channel/PPW. So anybody, if you want to actually watch any of the shows and you can't get close to Sanford or you don't live around Sanford, what have you, you can check us out live there or check out the archives because we save all the shows on the archives on Ustream.
And what's that address again, Mark?
It is ustream.tv/channel/PPW. And or you can go to the Power Pro website, which is powerprowrestlingonline.com, And there's a Ustream link there. You can also check out all the history with the wrestlers and all our results from past shows and what have you to catch up on storylines and angles that we're running there.
Awesome, man. PowerProWrestling, everybody.com, for the 3-time PPW Heavyweight Champion, Mark James. We're going to, I want to ask you a question because I saw this, I believe it was on your YouTube, and I wanted to get into this story. Maybe you could retell it a little bit for us. You had an incident where, I from what I can tell, and you could correct me if I'm wrong here, the guy shows up, kid shows up and says, I guess I'm a wrestler. I've been training to be a wrestler, and I know some guys who you know. So, can I get a spot with you guys, essentially?
Basically, yeah. The kid wanted to come in and train with us and work on our shows. He thought he was ready to get in the ring. What happened was the kid was a backyarder from the Fayetteville area, and he thought he knew what he was doing. He wanted to get into the ring and actually work out with a real wrestling organization. So he came up to training on a Thursday, I believe it was, and talked to Dick Foley, who's the promoter of Power Pro Wrestling, the nephew of Mick Foley. He's not Mick Foley for anybody who wonders and follows him on Twitter, because I get asked all the time. But it's his nephew, Dick, and Mick knows about him running the gimmick, so don't worry. But anyway,
you look just like him.
It really is scary. He's a little bit shorter. Yeah, and he wrestles like him too, just as bad. But
that's awesome. That is awesome. I like it. I like that. It's almost like a restart. They should bring some of these characters. It's a shame they just put them away and you never hear from them again because they're so great. So it's great to kind of see somebody like that, and it resembles them.
It does a lot. He actually he got the nickname from working with the guys on the Hardy Show. Back in the day, he used to film the Hardy Show when it first started. And I believe it was Shannon Moore actually started calling him Crack Foley, because every time you bend over, you got a little plumber's crack thing going. So they started calling him Crack Foley, and he turned it into a gimmick. It worked out well for him.
That's awesome. So the kid comes in.
Yeah, so the kid comes in and he's talking to Foley. He said somebody sent him up there. We can never figure out who actually sent him up there. And then sorry, I got another call coming in, but either way. And Foley calls him out right there on that Thursday. I wasn't there. I was at home. And he said, all right, well, you know what you're doing. Let's get in the ring. Let's work a match. And the kid says, well, I'm not ready yet. I don't have my gear. I don't have anything with me. And Foley's like, well, you're a wrestler. You say you know what you're doing. Let's get in the ring. And either way, the kid backs off, and Foley tells him to come back on Monday. As soon as the kid leaves, he calls me. Evidently, I'm the enforcer of Power Pro or something. He calls me.
If people haven't seen you, this is not a Smart James isn't the Billy Kidman of PPW. He's a big guy. So,
yeah. 6'1", 240. I'm a mean-looking SOB, and
right.
I get the job done when I need to. But anyway, yeah. So the kid comes back on Monday, and Foley called me up, and he asked me to be there, so I was. And came back in the ring talking the same stuff. And the first thing I asked him was, who trained you? And he said he got trained out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is where I live and where I used to work at all the time with a company called Ring Wars Carolina, where basically if you're getting trained around here, you're either training with Ring Wars Carolina or Ring Time Wrestling with Timber, the Insane Lumberjack. And Timber stopped training people years ago, so I know it wasn't him. And Ring Wars, I pretty much know all those guys, and I know how they train. So if the kid knew anything, I'll be able to tell. Well,
right.
I get him in the ring. I was waiting, gave him time to get on whatever he had to get on. I get him in the ring, and I asked him to take a bump. Very simple command. Anybody that knows anything about wrestling, you know how to take a bump, right?
Right.
Kid had no clue what I was talking about. Swear to God. He was like, what's a bump? I was like, fall.
You're telling him take a bump, and he's like, bump?
Yeah, he was lost. He
literally, man. Yeah,
he literally called it. But the kid literally called it. He said, "You mean play to a hit?" What in the hell is play to a hit? I'm asking people because I thought I was wrong.
It wouldn't make much sense to say all that instead of just bump. I don't think anyone's using that one. Right. You caught him. At least he made something up.
Yeah. Well, he damn. What's that?
You know, how about the clothesline?
Well, that's kind of where it went to. I was like, okay, well, can you take a bump off a clothesline? And he's like, well, can you walk me through it? I'm like, sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, my eyes get all big and everything else. I was like, do you know how to run the ropes? He's like, yeah, I think I can do that. And I'm like, okay. So I go to shoot him off the ropes, and the kid, he hits one side where I made him, and then the other side, he like barely touches the ropes. It looked like he was scared of him. And then he comes running back towards me. So I took his head off, like just completely leveled the kid. He had no choice but to bump. And that's where the video actually picked up. So if you guys watched it, the video picked up with me picking the kid up off the canvas very gently because it looked like he hit his head pretty bad. And me proceeding to basically, I don't know what words I can say on here and what I can't. So I don't want to really start saying what I actually did. But I got in his butt pretty bad. Let's put it that way. For about 5-10 minutes or something like that, and just yelling at him about everything. Even to the point that I was like, all right, I don't care where you trained, what you learned, who told you anything. I was like, in America, it's bump, no matter what. If you talk to any wrestler, anybody that's been in WWE, anybody in TNA, anybody on the indies, you take a bump. It's not playing to a hit. If you go to Mexico, it's still bump. If you go to Japan, it's still a bump.
The insane thing is he actually even showed up. I can't believe he showed up and decided to actually say that he was trained. Now, I could be wrong, but if this guy shows up and says, you know, guys, I really haven't trained, I really want to do it, can you help me out? You might have, you know, given him a chance, right?
Oh, yeah, it would have been a whole different story. We run a training school out of Power Pro. We're there every single night of the week. We never have to move our stuff because it's basically what we did was we took over our old movie theater that's in Sanford. And the owners there work with us really well. We got a great setup in there we're using the movie screen for all our videos. It's kind of like our little Titantron up there. And we run our training school there during the week, and then we run our shows on the weekends. So, yeah, we would have brought him in with open arms, had no problem. Let him do the tryout, pay the tryout fee like everybody else does, and he would have been fine.
But he wanted to lie about it.
Exactly. And I don't like liars. You can do a lie to me. Don't lie to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So... basically, yeah, and I gave him the choice, as you saw in the video. I know you sent me the DM the other day. You were like, man, I was waiting for you to hit him.
Yeah, I thought you were. I thought you were.
I thought about it, man. I sued or something like that because some punk kid was in there being an idiot. I think the point was made. You know, he was scared. He tucked tail and got out of the ring. So.
And I think he would have. If you guys had let him come in and wrestle around, he would have went back and told his friends, yeah, I went up there, I wrestled with these guys, they think I'm a pro wrestler.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. And all it is some little kid off the street that wants to be cool to their friends and say, hey, I'm a pro wrestler, even if they're training. It drives me insane. You know, and the guys that we do have training up there, we tell them, look, you're not a wrestler yet. You're working on it. You know, but you're not a wrestler yet. I don't want to hear you going around telling people that you are because that makes us look bad if you don't know what you're doing.
We have a call coming in. We're going to take a call from 267. Caller, you are on the air with the Big Al Show and Mark James. Caller, you there, 267. They hung up again. Sorry, Mark. What's going on here?
Jeez.
Trouble. It might be that kid. I think he knew we were going to do a story. He had some stuff to say.
It was a surprise guest. We're going to tell you about it. He's very angry about the clothesline. He's coming back for you.
You really should shoot something like that as an angle. I mean, that's the exact same thing, but something similar to that. I like it. You know, somebody comes in, somebody new you bring in, and you kind of just take his head off.
Well, we're doing something similar to that right now with one of the security guys at Power Pro. Actually, we just ran an angle. The big feud that we're having with myself, with myself and this guy Tito Rain, who used to be my tag partner, was the guy I won the 2 tag titles with while I was in Power Pro. We were actually doing a Dudley Boys gimmick up there. We called ourselves the Dudleys because for some reason everybody thought I used to look like Bubba when I had a little more weight on me. Than what I do now. So we had him do that. But anyway, we ran an angle with him, and he actually ran off with my mom, literally, after a show. He jumped in, he jumped Dick Foley out of the car, knocked the guy out that was driving her, and then jumped in the car and took off with my mom in the car because my mom lives in Sanford. She comes to the show. And that started a big thing, and then me and the security guys got into it, and I ended up jumping one of the security guys at the last, not the last show, the show before that, in Sanford, to get Dick Foley to come out and give me the match that I wanted with Tito Rain. So we're kind of doing something like that.
Sounds like a little Attitude Era throwback.
A little bit. Well, it's the advantage. it's the advantage that you have on the indies, that you can do stories like that and run angles like that without people telling you can't.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't have to worry about all our. What's that?
No powers to be there telling you what to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's us. We sit down upstairs and we talk about different things, and we could push the envelope a little bit, like ECW did when they came in. And they were able to do it and get over a little bit more. And it just, without the stockbrokers or stockholders or what have you telling us, no, you can't do that. It's, you got to keep it PG and all that. We don't have to worry about the blood or the violence or how far an angle will go or what have you. So.
What do you think of wrestling on television today as far as that goes, WWE, TNA?
Well, TNA is basically turned into like the retirement home of wrestlers now, which is a shame. And they have so much good talent there with the younger guys that they have, and with the Motor City Machine Guns and Alex Shelley and Jay Lethal there, Samoa Joe, all those guys, Homicide, everybody else. But for some reason, they bring in Hogan, and Hogan brings in all his friends, and now we're seeing the Honky Tonk Man on TV again, or Jim Neidhart.
I hope not. Well, I hope not the Honky. I like older wrestlers. I do. I think I don't. Some of them, Ric Flair, don't. I'm not a Nasty Boys fan, Honky Tonk Man. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. You got to agree with me, though. 15 years ago, I'd have loved to seen an angle between the Nasty Boys and the Dudleys.
Sure.
Nowadays.
That would have been okay 15 years ago.
Yeah. Nowadays, who wants to see that? It's like, the Dudleys are going to outwork them, for one thing, and I'm surprised Brian Knobbs can even walk nowadays.
Oh, yeah. He might have a heart attack in the ring. I'm a little worried. He might have it right in the middle, smack in the middle of that ring. He may push it too hard against the Dudleys, and that'll be it.
I don't know. I haven't watched since Hogan came in over there, that first show that he was on. I haven't watched TNA.
Come on. I'm a Hogan fan, so I like TNA now. I think it's been pretty decent. Some of the stuff's no good. Some of the older wrestlers, but I like some of them. I like my Flair. Who else do we like that's older? And who else do we like? Foley. I love Mick Foley.
Oh, it's cool, man.
See, now I'm going off of your review that you had from TNA on Thursday, and you didn't sound too impressed.
No, I didn't like that show. A boot to the face, Pete Foley. What the hell was that? How am I supposed? How are you supposed to believe this guy's a good wrestler now? If a boot's gonna beat him, what's gonna beat him next week?
Eye poke.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like he's been ready. They haven't had him wrestle for so long, and he comes in and Kevin Nash's boot beats him. But that was stupid.
Yeah, but it was slow. They both.
That's fine though. Foley's a character.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
what's up?
Go ahead, Mark.
No, I was going to say you got those guys there for name value, and that's it. But I mean, how much are they going to do for them in the long run? Those guys aren't going to be able to run 2-3 years with that company and really keep drawing and everything else. It's nice for the nostalgia part, and they're going to get the ratings for a couple of weeks. What's that?
Not them. They definitely can't on their own. Hopefully, they can bring enough attention that they can start to get some of the younger guys over. I think the older guys still have a place there as characters, to be there. I don't think they should be wrestling all the time. Maybe once every 6 months, Hogan could have a match. If you're, special attraction, Flair once every 6 months to a year, something like that. You know what I mean? And that'll help, I think, get the younger guys over. But you're right. If they're not getting the younger guys over, then it's just a waste of time for everybody.
Exactly. But they're putting all the old names over. They're not. It's not like they're actually running them against guys like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and Motor City Machine Guns, and putting the young guys over and actually building TNA the way they used to do it when it was really good wrestling. They would push with their guys, their talent that they brought in and stole from Ring of Honor, and use them the right ways. But it is what it is. I mean, every promoter is different, and I don't obviously. I obviously don't know everything because I'm not there.
True. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah.
I wish them the best, man. I really do. I'd love to see TNA do well. I would love to see them actually become competitive against WWE. But I really don't think they have the money to do it.
I'd like to see them and Ring of Honor, get a good be on television a lot. Because when I was younger, they had a couple promotions you could catch on TV, and you can't do that now. It sucks.
I agree.
If you're a wrestling fan, it's nice to have even another promotion just to watch the different characters, different champions. They switch federations. It was different.
Well, it wasn't so big about ratings either.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know what ratings were when I was young. I just wanted good wrestling.
They didn't matter.
No, I just liked it because it was fun. Who cares about ratings? But
yeah.
Things are different.
Honestly, to tell you the truth, the one organization I'd love to see on television is Shikara. I don't know how familiar you guys
no.
Shikara. I don't know how familiar you guys are with that. Mike Quackenbush.
So go ahead. What's that about?
Shikara is basically run by Mike Quackenbush and Claudio Castagnoli. Up there, they do the wrestling school, the Shikara Wrestle Factory. But if you haven't watched it, man, you got to watch some of their shows. They have great wrestling, great talent, great characters. It's all family friendly. They run a PG style atmosphere, but they have just knockout, drag out, Broadway type matches. They're amazing to watch. There's a lot of talent that you'll see in Ring of Honor or Dragon Gate and what have you.
And that's the thing, it's not, no one can see them. So, no one knows who they are because they're not on television. And it's a shame because, there's an audience for it. There's wrestling fans out there who want, the ratings were doubled, when it was good in the late 90s and during the wrestling movie. The ratings were out of sky high. And now, where did everybody go? They didn't just drop out and say, I hate wrestling. They just don't like what they're seeing on television. They're somewhere. They're out there.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of it's on the indies. A lot of the better wrestling's on the indies right now, to tell you the truth. They just try harder. They're not as talented as a lot of the guys that are in WWE. Yeah, they're hungry. They want it more. They're going up there. They're not running the cookie cutter style matches that you're going to see John Cena do. But you'll definitely see guys that'll put it all out there and run and do the best they can.
Mark, we're going to let you go here. We're going to get Whipdog in here in a little bit. I want to thank you so much for joining us. It's been a great time.
I really do appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
One last time, let everybody know where they can find you.
Easiest ways to find me is any Power Pro Wrestling show. Like I said, second and fourth Saturday every month. We stream live on Ustream. Go to the PowerProWrestlingOnline.com for more info on that. Or you can find me on Twitter. My name there is @MarkJamesBrand. And also MySpace and Facebook. It's all /MarkJamesBrand. So anywhere. And I'm very accessible. I talk to all the fans and anybody that'll shoot me a message. So I appreciate it, guys.
Mark James, thank you very much, buddy.
Good talking to you, Mark.
Y'all have a good.
Mark James, everybody. Nice guy. Good guy.
Yeah, man.
Nice having him on, getting a little insight into the business.
That was cool, man. I like that.
Different opinions, but it's always good. I like when I can debate, something civilly, especially when it has to do with wrestling, and we can have various opinions and talk about it. Not everybody has to believe what I believe or you believe.
Sure.
We all can have our opinions. Some people, they're very intolerant of other opinions.
They're one side.
WCW sucks.
Very left.
TNA rules. WWE is just, this entertainment garbage.
They don't even want to give it a chance.
Right. And I think if you're a wrestling fan, there's good in all wrestling.
Right.
If you can't find that, you're really not a wrestling fan. You're a brand fan.
Right. Exactly.
You just like what the WWE has to offer.
Right. Like I don't like WWE, but I still watch it. So I don't hate it, and I'm not going to sit here and say,
well, you grew up on the WWF.
I did, but I also like WCW a lot better. You know what I mean? But I still watch WWE.
You always go for the underdog, though. TNA TJ is the kind of guy, he used to skip over, the popular cassette tapes music and get, go to the dollar bin and find some unknown guys, buy 5 tapes and,
I would
get lucky and find one that he likes, and that's his boy. So... All right, that was fun. Mark James, everybody. We're going to have, in just a little bit, about 5 minutes, Whipdog Johnson calling us from the 313.
Nice.
Representing the AWWL. He is currently the heavyweight champion there. And we're going to talk to him. He had a match. I saw it up on YouTube with Sabu fairly recently.
Nice.
3-way match. He was involved with it. with Sabu. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And brother?
Sabu.
Brother. Somebody says they don't understand how someone could be a brand.
How someone could be a brand. I agree. So a brand fan would mean, you only like. I only like, Raw. I only like the WWE. I don't watch, I never liked WCW, and I never liked the NWA, or I never liked ECW. Or maybe I only liked ECW. You only like that specific thing, and you're so into that wrestling federation for whatever reason that you get angry when other wrestling federations start to make a little money or have different wrestlers or their matches are decent. You get mad because you feel threatened for some stupid reason, But for me, I grew up watching multiple promotions.
And all wrestlers go to different organizations anyways, for the most part. You know what I mean?
Right.
They all switch.
Over.
You're a fan of that wrestler, so that's it. That's you leave your wrestling organization. You're done. Yeah, it's impossible. You're still watching.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome now to the show none other than the AWWL Heavyweight Champion, Mr. Whipdog Johnson.
What up, though? What's going on, brothers?
Welcome to the show, Whipdog.
Yo.
What's going on, guy? You all right?
Yeah, we're doing all right, man. How's it going in the 313?
Hey, man, I can't complain. I'm just chilling right now. Just relaxing right now. Our show come on later on today, so I already got my popcorn. I'm ready.
So when you say your show's coming on, tell everybody, who you are, where you're coming from, where can they find Whipdog Johnson? What's he doing, the AWWL Heavyweight Champ?
Okay. Well, first of all, I want you to say it one more time because I kind of like it when they say that. What's my name?
The AWWL Heavyweight Champion of the world, Whipdog.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So, yo, this is what it is, everybody. Whipdog Johnson. I'm the AWWL Big Time Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. The Big Time Wrestling, as everybody know, was back in the day, ran by the Sheik. Well, we brought it back. It's ran by the Sheik's son, Ed Farhat. You can check us out on AWWLstars.com is our website. But we also just actually got syndicated with our TV show. So you can go to the website, see what station we're going to be on in your area, because we're all over the United States right now. We on the Fight Network in Canada also. But tonight, at 8 o'clock tonight, check your local listings. But if you want to watch it online, you can go to TV33WHPR.com and watch all the crazy guys at AWWL Big Time Wrestling. Me, Whipdog Johnson, Bloody Hawker Dirge, Tim Horner Jr. We got Sabu. He worked with us. We do a lot of stuff, man. We do a lot of stuff.
And let me say something for everybody out there. This guy's very entertaining, and I'm kind of picky about characters, and especially in wrestling. And some people get mad at me because I have kind of high standards. I don't like these guys who think it's all about wrestling, and if you could do a lot of moves and you're a good technical wrestler, you should get a push. You have to have character. You have to have something there, or you have to have charisma, or forget it. You're not gonna. I don't think you can make any money off wrestling alone. And I think Whipdog, this guy has got some charisma.
I think so too. I like it.
You got to see some promos, everybody, of Whipdog Johnson. So let's tell everybody again. It's AWWLstars.com, and he's going to be on TV33. What is it again tonight for the show? TV33WHPR.com. That way you can watch it online if you want to. You ain't got to worry about trying to find it on TV. But later on, we're going to start coming on every day, Monday through Fridays between 8 to 9. Like I said, check your local listings. Go for Big Time Wrestling. We syndicated everywhere. What was it like getting in the ring with Sabu? Wow, crazy. Homeboy is crazy. Yeah. We did a three-way dance. Me, a guy named the Mighty Sabbath, and Sabu. And dude is crazy. He pulled out the knife. He stabbed me up and whipped juice. It was crazy.
I know that's in Detroit. Is that in Detroit, man?
Yeah, man. It was bananas, man. We're going to show that episode on TV. That's one of the episodes. And Whipdog ain't scared of nobody. But Whipdog was a little scared. I ain't going to lie to you.
Oh, come on, man. He's from Detroit, man.
Yeah, you are from Detroit.
Detroit made.
I know, man. But he was Sabu, man. He was a homicidal, suicidal, genocidal. But I went in there with him, and I'm still the champion. So, Sabu, you take that for what it's worth, homeboy.
Yeah.
You can't get my belt.
So still the heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
the AWWL, they know what's good. They are riding with Whipdog Johnson. They got him.
I mean we have a lot of fun out there.
Guy there, buddy. You're the flagship.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I mean, like I said, jokes aside, we really are trying to bring back the history of wrestling, like you just said. I mean, we got to have great wrestling, and we do. But I like the entertainment, too, and that's what we try to add into it. A lot of big-time wrestling back in the day was about a lot of great wrestlers, Bobo Brazil Jr., the original Steve, guys like that, Pampero Firpo. But we bring that in, and our show also airs classic matches intertwined with our new stuff. So you get a little bit of the old and a little bit of new, you dig?
And that's what I like. And that's what you need to see is both. You need to see a mix of entertainment that is good in quality and good wrestling. And that's pretty much impossible to find. I think you can get some federations and you'll say, they have some real great wrestlers. And then you'll get some, might find the WWE times can be entertaining, but you never get the whole package.
Exactly. And I don't even like to ever comment on guys. But I'm going to comment on a guy right now, just like we're talking, AJ Styles, great, one of the greatest workers ever, but, you know what I'm saying? You kind of know where I'm going with this, right? It's like he was lacking something as far as that character, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's probably why he wasn't the rich,
I got to say, you guys from Detroit must be all alike because TNA TJ over here has been saying that to me the whole time. He loves AJ Styles, but he doesn't see the character.
I mean, it's real talk. He's one of the greatest workers I've ever seen, ever. He done came through here before. They do stuff in Canada. But like I said, just the character. And I'm glad he's working with Flair. I mean, I don't know where it's going to go, but, I just think the character wasn't there.
He's not good on the mic to me. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where he's coming from. All I can see is him being a cocky guy. Other than that, he's not good on the mic, man. I just don't see it.
I mean, you look at it. Your greatest guys, your Stone Cold, Steve Austin, these were guys you got behind them because they were a character that was believable and it was something that you could see. There's real-life people like that. You know what I'm saying? And AJ just never,
And they finally let him be himself. That's when he finally got over it. The guy just started, being Steve Austin. He wasn't trying to be, the pretty boy,
right,
stunning anymore. He just started stunning people. Exactly.
So, homeboy, I got a question for you, homeboy.
Go for it.
I was looking at your Twitter. I look at your tweets all the time.
Okay.
You said you didn't like Samoa Joe. What's that all about? Is it because he's a big fella? You got something against big fellas?
No.
I like a big fella. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got me on the Samoa Joe. I don't feel that. Like I said, I don't know about the personality. He gets around great for a big guy. Hey, I don't mind him in the ring, but the personality, I don't know. I don't feel it from him.
Hey, I like big guys. I'm a Scott Norton fan.
This guy loves big guys.
So I don't buy his character. That's the reason why I don't like him. I don't like him as a character. You know what I mean? I'm a character guy. You got to know how to talk to me. You got to know how to. If you're a bad guy, you're gonna have the crowd boo the hell out of you. You know what I mean? If you're a good guy, that's fine. But I just don't see the character in it.
Okay, I'll say. I just saw that tweet and it was like the end of it. I didn't know what was going on right there. I didn't know what you were going with that. But okay, I feel you, dog. I feel you.
I'm all over the place, man. My views don't really conform one way or another. I couldn't tell you what I'm going to feel about a guy. I might change my mind. They could do something awesome with him. And I'll say, fuck, I was wrong. Oops. Fudge. Yeah, fudge.
Right. We don't, I guess the FCC is not on your show. That's cool. I mean, we get away with that kind of stuff.
No. Got away with that one, huh? Whipdog. How'd you get into the business, Whipdog?
How did Whipdog get into business? Well, years ago, probably about 6 years ago, I was trained by a guy, and he's passed on now. He was the late Canadian destroyer, Doug Chevalier. Because I always liked wrestling. Speaking of big guys, I was a big Hulk Hogan mark. I
I went to WrestleMania 3, was like totally amazed by Hogan. Went there ever since then. I always liked wrestling. And just like we said, I like big guys, just like big guy with character, not just a big guy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Big guy with a little personality. Liked wrestling, found a school. Doug Chevalier, he helped train a lot of the guys with D'Amore, a lot of the guys like Tyson, you know, Doug helped train Rhino and guys like that, you know, a lot of the guys from Canada. He passed a couple years ago, but, you know, wonderful guy, rest his soul, and that's what it was. Got trained by him, and ever since then, just been working, man. Just working and working. And, you know, finally found something kind of good with the AWWL. And going to try to push it to the top like I hope I can, you dig?
No doubt, man. You got any behind-the-scenes kind of stories, anything interesting, anything stick out for you in your time wrestling that you remember, maybe something with a fan or just something, an incident that kind of sticks out in your head, a story or something?
Wow. You're going to have me telling on everybody they're going to come back in the locker room and okay, I got a story for you. Whipdog Johnson was in Fort Wayne, Indiana one time, and Whipdog was a heel at the time, young in the business, and I was just going hard. We were like the town had like 100 people, but everybody in the world came to. We had about 1,000 people came to the show, but only 100 people lived in the town. So I don't even know where they came from. And the ring was right in the middle of a field, you know, with nothing there. And I'm going hard on them. I'm heeling hard on them. And I don't know if you ever been to an independent show, but some of the locker rooms aren't the best places. We built a fake little tent thing we had up. So I done went hard on them. They're going crazy booing me. I'm hiding after the thing. I go back to the locker room. I mean, they're throwing, they can see it, the fans can see it. They're throwing rocks, they're throwing sticks, they're throwing stones. I mean, guys outside waiting for me. Homeboy, I had to sit there. Oh, the little pit thing fell down. So I'm sitting there in my drawers now, and they can see Whipdog, and they're like coming at me crazy. We had to call the police, security. I mean, it was good heel heat, though. It was great heel heat, but, I mean, that was the one time. You know, it got very serious.
That's a little extreme.
You know, I guess they didn't like a brother telling them that they was worthless. I don't know, but whatever. But, I mean, it was Indiana. Come on.
Favorite match you ever wrestled in your career?
I wrestled Marty Jannetty. Wrestled Marty Jannetty here in Michigan. Boy, here, Ron. I mean, a class guy. We had a great match, back and forth. I mean, I hit him with the whiplash, choke slam. I hit him with everything. I mean, it was just a great match. And then, you know, to this day, me and Marty, Marty's a great guy. I don't know if you guys ever talked to Marty, but he's a wonderful dude, man. I mean, we still talk. We real cool, man. And it was funny, when he went back on Raw, it was right after that when he went against The Miz. I was a little upset because he super kicked the hell out of me, and he didn't super kick Miz. But he tried to knock my head off, you know. But still, I mean, Marty, that's the biggest moment, you know, that. And then the time I won the AWWL title, we had a great program going on with a guy named Blackjack Phoenix. He's from Buffalo, New York, but he's wrestled all across the world. And we had Pee Wee Moore. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He used to be an ECW referee. He refereed our match. That time there, because that was the first time I really was a face, really was a fan favorite, and the building going crazy, screaming, whip, dog, whip, dog, whip, dog. It was just unbelievable, man. It was unbelievable. Those are the two biggest moments I ever said in my career, ever.
That sounds awesome. But it makes it sound like it was all worth it.
Absolutely, man, because me and indie wrestling, you go through so much, dog. Me and my traveling buddies done went to places, and the promoter promised us such and such money. We get there, and he tried to hide in the back room and don't want to pay us, and, you know, we done been through all types of crazy stuff. But little situations like that, man, little situations like that, the fans loving it, fans emailing you like, Whipdog, you my guy. I love you, Whipdog. I love the I Heart Whipdog tour. But that make all that stuff worth it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you have a shirt, right? I Heart Whipdog.
I Heart Whipdog. That's what it is. We take everybody, every city we go to, AWWL goes to. We done been to Canada. We're going to be going everywhere. We're going on the iHeart Whipdog tour. It's quite simple. I love Whipdog. You love Whipdog. They love Whipdog. Everybody loves Whipdog. It's quite simple.
We
taking everybody on the iHeart Whipdog tour.
We love Whipdog here at the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show.
Whipdog.
All right, so let's tell everybody one more time, Whipdog, thank you for joining us, and you can catch him tonight on TV33WHPR.com. You can also see him AWWLshow.com.
No, AWWLstars.com.
Oh, stars. I'm sorry.
You're right, brother. So you get the whiplash choke slam. Now, you don't want that.
Get the show figured out.
That sounds like an honor to me, Whipdog.
All right, fellas. Thanks a lot, guys. And I'm going to hit you up later, man. Thanks a lot.
We appreciate it, Whipdog.
Thanks for repping the D, baby.
All right, baby. Take care. 313 all day. Whipdog. Holla.
Whipdog Johnson, everybody, the AWWL Heavyweight Champion. How about that?
Man, that was sweet, man. Hey, man, that guy, I like him even more now.
Yeah, he's a good character.
Man, he's a talker.
Good character. You got to have that in wrestling.
First and second, third person, love it.
Yes. He has shirts that say,
I heart
You Heart Whipdog, or I Heart Whipdog.
Great.
He should definitely have those marketed.
Man, what is this guy?
Right.
Yeah.
Why are we getting to see these guys like Whipdog Johnson and Mark James?
You know, like Mark said, though, the problem is, well, TNA, they're doing the old guy thing, but man, maybe the young guys, a lot of these guys at TNA, they just don't have the charisma, and these guys are missing it, like guys like Mark James and Whipdog.
I think it's probably hard to go into a wrestling federation and say, I'm not the best wrestler, but you guys got to hear me on the mic. They'll probably say, hit the road.
Does remember WCW used to have a power plant?
Yeah.
And they will work with people like that. But does WWE have one?
But are they really putting? Of course, they have mini development. Mini. Ohio Valley was
not doing great.
So we have some great independent wrestlers on with us today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Let's talk a little bit about the mainstream wrestling that we get on television. We always want to support the indie wrestling, but let's see what's going on. What else is going on in pro wrestling here? ECW, ladies and gentlemen, is no more.
Really?
History. They are now going to a program called NXT.
Okay, and that is?
It's going to be, I guess, stand for Next Generation, and they're going to be all, I guess, they're developmental stars.
But what is
a bunch of young guys.
They're off TV or they're coming to a TV?
Same show. I mean, it's the same program, same station, sci-fi, same time, Tuesdays. But it's going to be called NXT.
Oh, it's not ECW. The name changed.
The name and the idea.
The show is still there. Just the name's gone.
Right. The show's there. The name and the whole idea is they're going to push young guys that they brought in from the developmental camp.
I like it. That's
sure.
Cool.
It's a good idea.
That's pretty neat.
And it's not like ECW was ECW. I don't know what it was.
Right. It wasn't ECW.
What was the purpose?
It was McMahon's W.
Do you know what McMahon's problem is, though? He thinks that anything that, he bought or that didn't work would never work, in a different way or at a different time.
Right.
You forget that there were times WWF didn't work. There were times McMahon almost went bankrupt.
XFL.
Doesn't mean you can't come back. You can't change it up. I'm talking about back when their ratings were 0.9. I'm talking about back when, he was about to declare bankruptcy because the show was doing terrible.
Right.
They couldn't draw anymore. So you can always change. You can always flip it up and revolutionize and keep moving forward in wrestling.
He's stubborn. He's very stubborn.
He's a great character, though.
Oh, he's great.
I love him on television. I can't get enough of
Vince
him.
To be on TV.
Do you like Abyss's little character now where he's kind of scared and shy and a little slow?
I do. Because, where were they going to go with him anyway? You know what I mean? He looks like that kind of person. It's not like it doesn't fit his role.
The big role to begin with. You can only do the tough big guy with so many times, so many guys.
Right, but he was also a weird guy, though.
He's weird.
He was behind the mask.
He's just Mankind. He's basically Mankind.
Right, exactly.
New gen. But he's a good wrestler. Great wrestler.
They're kind of making him a little slow in the head.
For a big man, he's great.
You know what I mean? I don't know about that. But.
Goodbye, Nick.
Right.
Goodbye.
The clapping thing,
Yeah.
I don't.
They might be pushing it.
Right.
They could be pushing that.
They don't have to go that much.
Yeah. So, what do we got going on, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, Mistum said it. He called it. It was not, it wasn't ECW, so who cares? Let it go. Hope everybody had a good time today on the show. Wrestling George looks like he's going crazy in the chat room. Settle down.
Jeez.
Wrestling George.
Chataholic over here.
All right. Wrestling George, are you going to do a review of the MMA show tonight? Randy Couture?
Wow.
Yeah, maybe.
In Coleman. Everybody, Wrestling George is thinking about maybe doing an MMA show. He knows quite a lot about it. He always tells me about it. I think a lot of people might be interested in that MMA show.
I know.
I'd like to see it, so I think we should pull for it. What else, man? After we go, whenever we hit the 6:55 point, I'm always kind of like, all right, show's kind of done.
Wrapping it up.
Well, I'm ready to wrap it up for the week. I mean, we could keep going. We could talk about SmackDown. I have to be honest, everybody. Don't get mad at me.
Uh-oh.
I missed SmackDown on Friday.
Oh.
And I still haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
I just caught the results. But I'm going to watch it today, I promise. I usually never miss SmackDown. I almost watch it every week. But this week, I'm going to be honest and tell everybody I skipped.
I saw the beginning.
You did?
Jericho. That was pretty cool. Where he came out on the mic and started talking trash.
It's pretty easy to get a hold of. So I'll find somebody who.
I'm sure
somebody will have an old VHS copy that they might loan me. They probably recorded it. VHS, because I only have the VCR. I don't watch TV, everybody. I don't know if you know that. What's going on in the world right now? Anything other than wrestling? Because as far as I'm concerned, when I pick up the paper, it's talking about Vince McMahon and Bret Hart.
The article in the paper about, I think, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. America needs him back.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan, ladies and
Oh, need him back.
I used to have the wood. Did anybody used to have the foam wood? Foam 2x4 from Hacksaw Jim Duggan?
Crack somebody over the head with that.
Let's tell everybody one more time, because we love our guests so much for coming on, and they were very entertaining. Whipdog Johnson, AWWL Stars.com, and he's going to be on tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You got to see Whipdog Johnson. If you've never seen him wrestle, you might as well just wait till 8 o'clock tonight and check him out. It's on TV 33, WHPR.com. All right, so check that out. And, of course, we have our good friend Mark James. And he is from Power Pro Wrestling, and you can check him out at powerprowrestling.com. All right? So they were our guests for this evening, indie wrestlers. What's going on in the chat? Wrestling George, what have you been doing the whole time?
Talking trash.
George should do a wrestling MMA show.
Oh, right.
Wait for that.
Early. Somebody said they're ready.
They said they're ready for the MMA show.
I'm ready for a Wrestling George MMA show. We got Cheese in the chat room, our good friend Cheese.
Really?
Cheese,
the man.
Cheese is the man. Cheese used to want to be a wrestler.
He did.
They told him he was too short.
Aw,
You didn't hear about that?
Rey Mysterio short.
He's way shorter than Rey
Mysterio.
Mysterio.
Oh, man.
Cheese does have good charisma. He would have just been a drunk, though.
That's so what?
His whole gimmick would have had to be a drunk. It wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, you're right. Well, manager.
Drunk every match.
Little manager. Little guy running around.
I don't know.
Decent.
Listen, everybody, I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday night. Please do me a favor. Check out my website, kickasswrestlingshow.com, and definitely visit and subscribe to the YouTube, youtube.com/kickasswrestlingshow, youtube.com/kickasswrestlingshow. And we have a lot of reviews up. We have a lot of different shows up. We're trying different things every week. Whatever it takes to make wrestling fans happy, we're going to do it. Everybody knows, I've said this every week, I'm going to continue to say it because it means something to me. Saturday nights at 6:05 watching WCW, since Jim Ross was on the program, was a special time for me. I remember Christmas editions when I was a child, and you know how it kind of brings it back to you. Sometimes wrestling, you identify with your childhood, and it brings it back for me. So having this show on at 6 o'clock is a little sentimental for me, and I love the fact that, this is kind of, for me, I'm carrying on, baby, with the radio show, the legacy of WCW Saturday Night.
Yeah.
Jim Ross. WCW Saturday Night. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We love you. We appreciate you. Come back next Saturday, every Saturday, 6 o'clock, and we'll see you for a new episode of the Kick-Ass Wrestling Show on Monday. Take care, and good night. We love you. Peace out.